Just when you think you've heard everything about BK, the official police reports tell a much darker, stranger, and more calculated story. Today, we're going to deep dive into newly processed Moscow Police Department reports. You guys, there's over 250 supplemental narratives, and I found several mind-blowing details that haven't made the headlines. These aren't rumors. These are from the case files. And I'll be giving you the clinical breakdown or the cliff notes through the lens of narcissistic pathology, control, and forensic psychology. Let's start with this. BK allegedly returns to the crime scene just hours after the murder. Specifically, at 9:12 a.m., after 4 students were slaughtered, Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Zaina, the report shows cell tower data pinging Kohberger's phone back at the scene. This is huge, you guys. From a psychological standpoint, it suggests a need to relive the event, to monitor the chaos, and or to reassert control. This is what we see in killers with narcissistic sadistic traits. They want to revisit their performance like a twisted encore. Next, he didn't just randomly choose that house, in my opinion. He surveilled the King Road residence at least 12 times before the murders, always late night or early in the morning. The reports show consistent geolocation hits, suggesting an obsession, ritualization, and power building through proximity. This wasn't a snap decision. It was a dark fantasy that was growing roots. Here's a detail you might have missed. When officers arrived around noon, the front door was wide open. That opens up several possibilities. He either wanted it to be found, or someone entered and or exited after the crime. I think we know now that the documents came out that that's exactly what happened. We know that Hunter comes over with his girlfriend to check for the girls to see if everything's okay. So that could explain it. In clinical terms, leaving the crime scene exposed may indicate grandiosity or indifference to consequence. The killer here is playing God. Now, for the infamous knife sheath, yes, his DNA was found, but only on the button snap. There was nothing on the sheath blade. There was nothing inside, nothing that showed it was actually used. That might sound minor, but it raises huge questions. Was he wearing gloves, or was this his one narcissistic mistake, leaving the sheath as a signature? In addition to all of this, students told police that Kohberger was unsettling. They said that he graded women more harshly, that he corrected professors mid-lecture, and I have to tell you, that is so annoying. Don't do that. Don't interrupt your professors. At the end, we always ask, do you have any questions? Or we say, what do you think? That is the appropriate time to raise your hand and have your instructor ask you what you think. That's a perfect time for you to let them know. Okay, let me keep going. So he had an intense need to dominate the room, and we've heard that throughout time. So it wasn't just this last time in college. We've heard this throughout. This wasn't social awkwardness, in my opinion. This was covert narcissism. It's entitlement and, dare I say it, misogynistic control. When they finally seized KB's Elantra, it was meticulously cleaned. The trunk, the floorboards, the undercarriage, even the wheel wells. This goes beyond careful. This is someone with forensic awareness, compulsive behavior, and probably a long-standing fascination with serial killers. Next, his devices were wiped. Okay, you guys, they were wiped. He used something to wipe those devices, but they weren't clean enough. Why? Because the investigators were able to recover his browser history, or at least part of it, his GPS logs, and fragments of searches. It's the profile of a paranoid control-given individual that overestimated himself. This case has always been more than evidence. It's about identity, pathology, and the illusion of control. Each of these details, his return, his cleanup, and his surveilling, They don't just build a timeline, they build a psychological blueprint. What do you think about BK's motive? Was it out of control? Rejection? Power? Maybe all of the above? Drop your theory in the comments. I read every single one. I even respond to them all. If you want more deep dives and forensic breakdowns like this, please subscribe. Subscribe to the Minds Behind True Crime with Dr. Vona, and don't forget to ring the bell so you can join me for the next behavior breakdown. As always, keep questioning, keep analyzing, and never be afraid to meet your shadow. Thank you so much for watching.
The following is informative and contains my opinion and understanding of the subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this so that I can continue to bring you content. Thank you so much.